October 27, 2025. Daylight over the Dnipropetrovsk region. Ukrainian vehicles of the 67th Mechanized Brigade lined the open fields near Volodymyr, preparing for redeployment. Engines roared, soldiers moved between armored trucks and supply vehicles, a typical frontline rotation. Overhead, a Russian reconnaissance drone silently circled, its lens fixed on the movement below. Every tank, every truck, every cluster of troops, marked, measured, and transmitted. Moments later, the sky split open. An Iskander-M ballistic missile streaked downward, impact precise, devastating. A massive explosion consumed the area, sending debris skyward. But even before the smoke cleared, a second wave came. Two Su-34 fighter bombers flying high above released a pair of glide bombs. They sliced through the air, gliding unerringly toward the burning field below. 2 seconds of silence, and then impact. Multiple detonations tore through the ground, flattening everything. Within minutes, the entire Ukrainian concentration was gone. Vehicles reduced to twisted metal, the terrain scorched black. The strike at Volodymyr wasn't random. It was deliberate, calculated, and devastatingly effective. On October 27th, Russian forces executed what analysts describe as a layered precision strike on Ukrainian troop concentrations near Volodymyr, Dnipropetrovsk region. According to footage verified by multiple military monitoring channels, the first phase began with reconnaissance. Russian drones identified Ukrainian armored columns belonging to the 67th Mechanized Brigade. These troops were reportedly gathering fuel, equipment, and artillery for rotation or reinforcement. Once confirmed, target coordinates were relayed directly to a 9K-720 Iskander-M operational tactical missile system. The Iskander struck first, its warhead detonating with devastating precision, creating a fireball seen for kilometers. The impact instantly destroyed several armored vehicles and ammunition-laden trucks. Seconds later came the second wave. Two Su-34 fighter bombers launched from a forward base, approaching from high altitude and releasing a series of UMPK-modified glide bombs, possibly FAB 500M62 and FAB 1500 variants. The bombs, equipped with wings and satellite guidance, glided dozens of kilometers before hitting their targets with astonishing accuracy. The explosions engulfed the remaining vehicles and fuel reserves, triggering chain detonations across the site. The aftermath footage showed total destruction, not a single vehicle left intact. To understand this attack, we need to look at the two key weapons that shaped it, the Iskander-M and the Su-34 with glide bomb. The Iskander-M is Russia's tactical sword of precision, a mobile ballistic missile system capable of striking targets up to 500 kilometers away. Its warhead, weighing around 700 kilograms, can deliver devastating high-explosive cluster or penetrating payloads. What makes it truly lethal isn't just power, it's accuracy. The Iskander's circular error probable, or CEP, is believed to be within 5 to 7 meters. In battlefield terms, that's a sniper shot with a ballistic missile. Its primary purpose? Eliminate high-value assets, command centers, logistics nodes, air defense systems, or key troop concentrations. Every launch is deliberate, calculated, and based on verified intelligence. Now, the Su-34 fullback, a twin-seat supersonic fighter bomber, plays a different but equally brutal role. Designed from the Su-27 flanker airframe, it combines fighter-level agility with the payload of a bomber. The Su-34 can carry up to 8 tons of ordnance, including precision-guided bombs, missiles, and glide bombs, such as the FAB 500M62, FAB 1500, or the recently modified FAB 3000 glide variants, equipped with UMPK guidance kits. These glide bombs are a new terror on the battlefield. Fitted with pop-out wings and satellite guidance, they can be released dozens of kilometers from the target, allowing the Su-34 to strike deep behind the front line without entering Ukrainian air defense range. On August 20, 2024, during a night operation near Glukov-Sumy region, a Su-34 dropped what was believed to be an FAB-3000 bomb equipped with a UMPK kit. The result was catastrophic. A Ukrainian command post and ammunition depot of the 47th Separate Mechanized Brigade were obliterated. The explosion triggered a secondary detonation, a chain reaction of stored munitions that lit up the night sky for miles. Drone footage later confirmed the site was reduced to a crater. From that point on, the glide bomb became the symbol of Russia's new strike doctrine: cheap, massive, and devastatingly effective. The Iskander-Su-34 combination isn't random. It's a refined strike doctrine developed from years of battlefield experience. The Iskander-M delivers the opening strike, eliminating command posts, radar systems, and fortified structures. Its precision and speed create confusion, cutting off coordination and disrupting defenses. Then comes the Su-34, releasing UMPK-guided glide bombs from safe standoff distances, often 40 to 60 kilometers away. These bombs, such as the FAB-500 or FAB-1500, glide with pinpoint accuracy, flattening what remains after the missile impact. This sequence, missile first, bomber second, ensures that anything surviving the Iskander's blast is finished by the Su-34's bombing run. It's a two-stage destruction cycle that combines precision, timing, and safety for the pilots. In tactical terms, this is what Russian analysts call deep precision warfare, a blend of drones, satellite data, and multi-domain coordination. Drones like the Orlan 10 or Zala identify the targets, relay coordinates to the missile crews, and then guide the follow-up airstrike in near real time. For Ukraine's frontline units, it means there's no time to recover. The first strike paralyzes, the second obliterates. And for Russia, it's a way to maximize firepower while minimizing exposure, turning every engagement into a calculated, layered assault. The Iskander clears the board. The Su-34 ends the game. For NATO, this development is concerning. The Iskander-M and Su-34 coordination highlights how Russia can bypass Western air defense systems supplied to Ukraine. Glide bombs released from 50-plus kilometers range remain largely untouchable by Patriot or Iris-T systems, while Iskanders fly too fast and too low for interception. This blurs the line between tactical and strategic warfare, demonstrating that Russia can project high-precision, large-scale firepower without escalating to full strategic missile use. Until now, that's all for today, and thanks for watching.